alright.
This is another Tigon video production. And we bring to you Nunodaman. The same Nunodaman. Any other Nunodaman is the fake Nunodaman.
100%, sir.
And Nunodaman, as we all know him, comedian, football comedian on TikTok.
So,
well, we are unleashing and revealing different parts of Nunodaman that most of us 300,000 followers they don't know on TikTok. Because Nunodaman is a singer-songwriter, he's a rapper, and also very ardent gospel music as well. He's a comedian, as most of you know, on TikTok, sport comedy. But we're unleashing a different side of Nunodaman right now, because we want to look into the acting part of Nunodaman. So, Nuno, can you tell me what was got you into acting?
I think from a very young age, I've always felt like I am the center of attention. I think that's one thing that I've when I went to drama school, I noticed that all the actors around, they shared the same sort of sentimentality. They always knew they were destined to be a performer. So I think that ever since I was young, I've always, my mom fondly loves to tell me a story about when, because I was born in Nigeria and I came to the UK when I was 2. When I was in Nigeria, there used to be a lady that used to walk by our house and she would sell coke. And so me, at like 1 year of age, I used to like mimic the lady. So I'd go, I'd put a basket on my head and I'd walk around and entertain my grandma and pretend to be the lady who was selling coke. And then my mom said from that moment, she was like, yeah, this boy is destined to be an actor.
Wow.
So I've been doing that since I was literally...
And it showed your acting traits since you were very...
Yeah, literally since I was... I don't even remember that.
Wow.
Every time I speak to my grandma, she always reminds me of that story. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of makes sense of what I'm doing now. But if I was doing that one...
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of this when I was in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. That there are some people born to be actors, where some are trained to be actors. I think you are one of the 3 that are born to be actors. If you can do that when at a year old, yes, sir. That's fantastic. So, who inspires you most of acting? Who is your inspiration in acting?
I think for me, there are many inspirations when it comes to acting. I think the biggest one for me is probably somebody like Denzel Washington. Because just looking at his career, the longevity when he was young, even now, the guy's, in his later years, and he's still making fantastic films and producing. One thing that I admire about Denzel Washington, not just he's an incredible actor. I think some people even argue that he's the greatest of all time when it comes to screen. And you know what? I wouldn't, argue too much with those people, but it's humility as well. And then don't really hear much about Denzel's private life, about the things that he's up to off screen. But on screen, you see Denzel in this film, where I think Denzel Washington is, somebody that I look up to as, the pinnacle of acting. I think in the way he acts, we can hit every single emotion like that. And just, I think Denzel Washington is somebody that inspires me in his career. And, if I could have a fraction of the career that he has, I'm set.
When you sit down and watching most movies and stuff like that, apart from Denzel Washington, which other actors are your dream actors you would like to be in the same movie and to be on screen?
I mean, before he passed, I would say Chadwick Boseman, because I'm a big Marvel fan. And I think
that guy in the Big Planet,
Black Panther, yeah. I think when I was younger, I made
that family, yeah.
Yeah, I made a list of roles that I'd love to play when I was young. When I was like 11, and Black Panther was on the list. And when I saw that Chadwick Boseman was going to be Black Panther, I was like, damn, that's one I have to cross off my list. But then in my head, I was like, I'd love to be in the Black Panther movie because obviously I'm a massive superhero fan, and I'm obviously an African, and Black Panther, Wakanda, Africa. I was like, this makes sense. There's still an opportunity to be in Black Panther, but honestly to be alongside Chadwick, who's no longer here with us. Another actor that I'd love to be in a film with is another one of my big inspirations is John Boyega as obviously somebody from the UK, obviously the guys that I mentioned, Chadwick and Denzel, they're both Americans, but John Boyega is literally from South London, and he's transcended all of those things. And especially as a young Nigerian actor, John Boyega is literally the embodiment of all of that. And
Actually, when I was reading about John Boyega a couple of years ago, I discovered you have a similar background.
we do. We're both pastors.
Father, I think his father is a pastor.
His father is a pastor.
And your father is a pastor.
His father is a pastor. So
Wow, what a similarity.
very, very similar in terms of that. And another thing I admire about John Boyega as well is again his faith. I think that's one thing that as an actor, I got told in drama school that I maybe have to push that down, because there are certain things in acting that you don't contribute, that sort of thing. But I like how he's not in his light of a reproachful kind of thing, still being an actor and being a successful one at that, whilst being a man of faith. Something that I'm right.
Could you tell us a little bit about your education when you were educating yourself about to become an actor? We get,
Yes, sir.
what were your experience, any moments of discouragement and encouragement and stuff like that?
Yeah, so being a child of an African background, it's very interesting discussion having with your parents. I didn't want to go and study to be an actor. I remember that conversation because I come from a family of lawyers on my mom's side, all of them are lawyers, and I started speaking at 9 months old. So I think right from when I was 9 months, mom was like, yeah, it's going to be a lawyer. So I was kind of like, not molded to be a lawyer, but kind of had that idea fed into me from a very young age, like, no, you're going to go and study law when you open up your law firm, when you do just casual conversations like that. But then at 16, I turned around and I was like, Mom, Dad, I want to be an actor. And they were like, at first, they were very hesitant. They were like, why? But then obviously they saw me act. I think the turning point for me was a play when I was in school that they came to watch, and everybody came and was giving me praise and like, he's very good at this. We'll let him go to drama school. Probably one of the biggest hurdles was trying to get into my parents to let me go and study acting. Once I was in there, I was in drama school, like you said. I did 3 years at the Academy of Live and Recorded Arts North Campus in Wigan, Greater Manchester. And it's a very, very, I always say this about actors, we're very weird human beings. We're like very, very...
That was going to be my next question.
Very straight. I witnessed some, I've done some, one of my assessments in drama school, I had to be a frog. Why? I don't know. But I was just a frog because it's drama school.
So, but I was very young then, but I wasn't pick up acting as a career.
But that's the kind of stuff that we were doing in 1920.
It was just their secondary school thing.
Yeah.
In those days.
Yeah.
We were doing grammar as well.
But no, you go into further education and still do that. My name said I'm a frog. So
Yeah. One other thing, I have a very close friend of mine that is an actress in Los Angeles. I don't like to drop name in this interview. So I was asking her, and I want to ask you the same question.
yes,
So when you guys, acting sexual part to a movie, and then you have to give a real kiss and a real hug and stuff like that. And I asked her, I said, how do you handle that? And she said, it's acting. It's like a machine. I switch it on when I want, and I switch it off when I want. Do you switch on and switch off as well?
I remember the first time that I had to kiss in an acting scene. I think it was actually my first kiss in general. So I was really, really scared. It was my first year of drama school. It was for a production. They were doing it first year. And then we got given out scripts. And then I was reading through the script and it says,
tonight is the night.
But my character has to kiss.
Tonight is the night. You know that song, Betty Wright, Bill Click, that song, John. Tonight is the night.
Yeah.
This is the story of a young girl making it there for the very first time. Now, that was the song.
Oh, no.
The song going about. And that was why the mother said it, that song. You know, I want to sing that song.
Fortunately enough for me, I wasn't that extreme, But Yeah, I remember I was so scared. Like to the point where like I wanted to go and tell my drama school teacher that, you know what, I'm not doing it. I can't physically do it. And then I remember speaking to one of my mentors in church, and then she was like, just acting, get over it. And I was like, yeah, it's not like you were saying, your friend said you switch it on, you can switch it off. So you know what, I did it. I didn't feel anything. It felt like I was doing my job as an actor. So I mean, obviously there are certain extremities that, you know, obviously in an actor you have to be careful what you do and what you don't do. And there are certain things that I won't do. But like stuff like that, like you said, you know, you're acting, you know, so I can, you know, I can kill somebody, not killing them, pretending to kill them, you know what I mean? Or I can, it's putting on a character and embodying that character, you know, that's what acting is. It's about embodying somebody, and that person isn't you. You know, obviously some people are method actors where they literally embody that person and, you know, take it to a real extreme. But, you know, there's different levels of acting, but at the end of the day, it is just like.
One question here about John Boyega. What would you say inspired you most about John Boyega? Because John Boyega is a Nigerian-born actor as well, and is there driving so high right now? Is getting so high? He's made it so big in so many movies. I can't have any movies I've seen him, right? What do you think really inspired you about him? What's so special about his style that attracts you into art?
I think for me, I think just looking at somebody on screen that looks like me being successful, that's somebody who's literally, like you said, you're so similar in that regard. As an actor, I think he's very good at what he does. I think my favorite John Boyega role is probably, it's very niche film. Not many people know it. And if you do, then no, I respect you 100%. It's Attack the Block. It's Attack the Block. It's basically, it's set on a block in South London, and basically it's aliens attack the block. And there's basically this group of roadmen have to defend South London from a bunch of aliens. And then what I remember that film used to be huge amongst my friends at school, but what really attracted me to John Boyega's acting in that was that it was so believable. Because, you know, as an actor, they tell you that that's the key thing. People have to believe that you are this person. And so I've seen him play a roadman gangster called Moses who kills aliens. I've seen him play Finn in Star Wars, you know, this unassuming stormtrooper kind of thing. So that his range, what really draws me to him, and how he brings, you know, different nuance to each and every character that he plays, which I really admire. Which as an actor, you can't play the same person in every film. And things have to be different. You have to embody that character. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm drawn to him, because he has an exceptional range.
There's a thing that I didn't know about John Boyega myself, but you as an actor, I'm hearing very good analysis on that. Again, what would you say is your best genre of a movie?
Ones that I enjoy, or ones that I...
Both the one you enjoy and the one you would like to be in.
I think my
kind of genre is it?
My favorite genre of movie is superhero films. I'm a massive superhero. I've always wanted to be a superhero. Hence why Black Panther was on the top of the list of things that I want to be. Like, I want to be a superhero. And so that kind of like Marvel sort of action, you know, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, all those kind of films. That's my favorite genre of films. Like, I'm a massive Marvel guy. Myself and my brother, we still go to the cinema and watch every single Marvel film or release.
Wow.
Because we're massive nerds. And in terms of something that I'd be in, I'm not sure if I'd be like, because casting is a big thing, you know, in you are what you look like kind of thing. So you can always tell the guys who are, you know, destined to play the lead in a film, or destined to play it. I would say that my dream role in that sort of term is I'd love to be in a comedy. Because I'm a very, obviously, I'm a funny guy.
Oh my God.
I find myself
laughing along with your football comedy, you know, make me laugh a lot. Like I told you before, each time I'm feeling down and stuff, the first person that comes to my mind is go watch Nuno on TikTok and let's laugh a little bit. And that your laugh is so infectious that it makes me laugh by the time I watch 1, 2, 3. I start laughing myself.
And I think that's where my strengths lie, you know. I mean, I may not get to be, the superhero kind of guy, but I can be, the superhero's best friend who cracks jokes every 5
No,
minutes.
I swear to God, making people laugh is not an easy thing, because you don't know maybe you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing sometimes. What are people going to think about it? Is it going to make them laugh? But you just nail it all the time. You now watch your TikTok. You nail. I know why you have it about 300,000 followers. Because, I mean, if you see anything that makes you laugh right now, you better just laugh.
It's true.
Because everybody just came out from pandemic, lockdown, this and that, and laugh was amazing and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I definitely see myself as a comedic actor, bringing and the skits that I make on TikTok, they are very much comedy. Like, I'm not like a serious, oh, look at that, cry kind of.
Hey guys, quick one. Would you like to shoot more YouTube or TikTok content? Now, my name is Wendy and we shooted all these videos of Wentorum Vlogging Kit. If you want your YouTube or TikTok studio in the back, check the link down below and see what it can do to grow your following. Now, back to our main guest.
Could you tell me the highs and the lows of going for a rehearsal and not being selected? And the highs of going for a rehearsal being selected and the lows of going for a rehearsal not being selected. How do you deal with it?
I think
It's like a hills and valley, am I right?
it really is, because
Like a roller coaster.
there are some things that I have auditioned for that I didn't really, not that I didn't want them, but I was like, oh, this would be a nice job to get. And then I've got it. And I'm like, this is cool. But then I remember there was a job that I really, really, really wanted. It's the most that I've ever prepared for an audition. I'm doing research. I don't do research. I just show up and I act, But, for this one, I was doing research. I was perfecting this. I was doing that. And I really wanted to get this role. And then I didn't get it. And then I was like, because I thought that I was going to get it. I believed so much in this role that I was going to get it. And then I didn't. And, that was a real...
And what was the low like?
It was disappointing, obviously, because, you put so much effort into something and then for not to pay it, it's obviously disappointed. But then I remember that this is the nature of the industry that I'm in. Acting is a very fast-moving, volatile industry.
About the lows of not getting a rehearsal, when after I spoke to again, America said it's like a footballer losing a penalty kick. That was their analogy.
I get that.
That was the analogy he gave me. He said it's like, especially if you really, really want that
Exactly,
acting,
you put it down, the spot,
and
the spot, and then you're like,
and then it's supposed to be a winning goal as well.
And then
either
you miss or the goalkeeper saves or
what about you could pull and stuff like that.
In your head, you're like, I planned this.
Yes, yeah.
Like I just said, it's a winning goal, and I must score, and I have to score. I've rehearsed it, I've planned it, and then it doesn't. You miss or it goes wide. But then, that analogy is very good because, if it's a penalty, especially if it's early on in the game, you pick your head up and you're like, okay, fine, I did score this penalty, move on. I'll try, I'll stick in an extra tackle, I'll, be more influential in the game. Forget it, it's happened. And that's one thing that they taught us in drama school. Once you walk out of an audition room, forget the audition. The audition, it happened, forget about it.
That's very good.
And it is, because sometimes...
Easier said than done, though.
100%. So, because like I said, that thing that I auditioned for, I was like literally refreshing my emails every single day. I was like, have I got it? And I let it consume me. And then that's why I was so disappointed when it didn't work out. But like, now if I auditioned for something, one of the jobs that I got in London was last year. I auditioned for it and I didn't hear anything about it. I literally forgot about it. And my acting agent called me, oh no, that thing you auditioned for like 3 months ago. And I was like, yeah. Like, yeah, you've got it. I'm like, oh. I forgot I did the audition for that. It's like, yeah, congratulations, you got the job. I'm like, interesting.
So if I may ask you if you're allowed to say that, which agency are you with at the moment?
Amber Personal Management. They're
Amber Personal Management.
They're a boutique agency. They're based they have a branch in Manchester and a branch at home. But since the pandemic, all of my agents work from home. So, and that's actually better. They don't have to go to a physical office. They can handle clients from their house.
Could you tell us a little bit about your theater acting that you did? Was it in Manchester?
Golden.
Great. Yes. What was the auditioning like? And
so that one was the director of the production, he has some contact with the drama school, with my drama school that I was at. So it was in my third year, second term or third year, that he was like, okay, I'm putting on this production at Oldham. Is it okay if I come into the school and I audition a couple of students? Because, why not? Due diligence, I'm a friend of the drama school. Let me audition some of your best actors or whatever. So I was submitted for the audition. And then I was told by the dean of my drama school, he was like, yeah, guys, don't worry, just experience, just need to get a feel of what the industry's like. You may or may not get it, but, if you don't get it, just use it as experience kind of things. That's what we're fed. We went for the audition. So it's myself and 3 other classmates. We went up we went to Manchester. We did the audition, and that was my first, because I auditioned obviously to get to drama school. But this was my first audition to get for production, and I was actually surprised at not how easy it was, but because obviously auditions aren't easy, but how straightforward it was. I got in, I said my lines, I was out in like 15 minutes. I was like, really? Is that it?
Wow.
And then every audition that I've done, obviously there are auditions that require a lot more, but like pretty much acting auditions, once you know what you're doing, they're very straightforward. So I was surprised to show.
I'm saying this to all the casting managers, for movies and television programs and big screen and small screen, and all the producers for big screen and small screen. You are listening to the raw talent here. You better come and pick this diamond up and polish it and put it on the screen for us, and let's see what Nunodaman is made up of. Because this is the guy that's got a lot of talent. He's a singer-songwriter, I keep on saying. He's a rapper, he is an R&B, he is a comedian, sport comedian, and he's a professional actor at the same time. But you see him on a TikTok there with over 300,000 followers, and he never unleashed himself. He never said anything about it. That shows you how simple this guy is. I know a lot of people, if they've got half of what you got, they're going to make a lot of noise, more than they even have. But one other thing I noticed, when you're coming up like this, beware of people that are only interested in the end product. They're not interested in the process. Yeah. The process is the real journey, to get to the real product. Because I've got a personal experience of people who are just interested in the end product. They're not interested in the process. The process is the challenges, isn't it? Yeah. The hills and valleys and ups and downs and stuff like that. A lot of people these days, they're not interested in the process. Yeah. But I love the way you've been handling it, the highs and the low of your rehearsals and stuff like that. Now, what advice do you have for all the young and coming actors that have not been into the college before, that are just trying to make up their mind to go into acting? What would you advise?
I would say that be 100% sure that you want to be an actor, because I've had the privilege of sitting on when I was in drama school. They invited me to sit on the panel while they were auditioning, people who were auditioning to come in, and I got to see so many different people. And it's a very brutal industry. So I remember being sat on the panel with the dean of my drama school, one of the directors who works in-house, and they were interviewing and auditioning people to come into drama school. And then, there was this one guy, he came and he was so passionate in his speeches, and he was really throwing himself around and really embodying the role. And then he said, thank you, bye. And then he left the room. The 2 teachers just turned to each other and went, nah. And I was like, but we're not taking him on. And I was like, but I thought this guy was quite good. And they're like, no. So when it comes to being an actor, I say be prepared 100%, because it's a very, 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 especially drama school. Drama school, there were times where I felt drained mentally, emotionally, because obviously the kind of intensity that we were going at. So I would say be 100% sure you want to go into acting, not performing, and never lose that love and that desire, because there are so many different challenges, like you said.
I think our interview will be coming to an end right now. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And could you tell us about the cap you're wearing?
Yes, I will. This is BASK, which stands for Basel Athletics Sports Kits. So,
and what's the meaning of Basel Athletics Sports Kits, we may ask?
Basel is buy and save a life.
Okay, what's this concept all about?
Concept is so each percentage of the income raised by the apps goes to helping humanity and charities as well. It's a very, very good brand.
I know about it. I feel a part of it
Yes.
because there are most of the profits, a certain percentage of profits goes back into good causes.
Yes.
It's still a brand in development.
Yes.
And it's made of, it's mostly sportwear, jogger pants, hoodies, all kind of sports you can think of. And that's why we be making noise out right now through Nunodaman, wearing one to tell all other sportsmen, both retired, both acting, active, or still in the industry presenters, to look out for this particular brand called Basel Athletic Sports Kits. Because it's a sport kit that cares. It's a sport kit that loves the development of humanity. You're wearing it, you're not dressing up yourself. You're touching and changing other people's life at the same time. So that is what it's all about, And very soon, we love to see you dressed down all back. The jogger pants, your hoodie, your hat, everything. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. And also, we thank the greatest thanks to the Wentorum production. They are the one in charge of all the equipments we've been using for this production. You can go online and check them out. Just write Wentorum. You can't miss it. Very soon you go online and Google Basque as well. And then you can see Basque. For 2023, we welcome you. You are at the door. And this is Tigon Media Productions. So thank you. Thank you so much,
Have you heard about Basque, which is Basel Athletic Sports Kits? Basel stands for Buy and Save Life. If you are buying our hoodies, caps, jogger pants or sweatshirts, you are making a positive difference, as part of our profit goes towards the development of humanity and local communities. Basel Athletic Sports Kit is the sportwear with a caring heart.
Okay, alright.